MacDonald, but he is can't. What?
No, he's actually on.
What? Norm?
What, Dennis?
You're a freaking genius. Can I tell you that plane ride you were on and that Twitter jag? I followed it for like 5 hours. God, that was funny, man.
Oh, well, when I was tweeting?
Yeah, it was killing me, Norm. I was watching some games or something, and I had the Twitter on, and I just kept following your tweets, and I could see you trapped on the plane going through the sleeve on the front of the seat in front of you and pulling everything out. Hey, look at this porta-kiln in the airport store and stuff like that.
I was running out of stuff. I was running out of stuff.
Now, Norm is...
so much stuff on a plane, but listen, man, I know you tweet because I follow you.
Man.
I started tweeting like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And these are the three people I follow.
Who's that?
At Sarah Silverman,
Mm-hmm.
at Dennis DMZ,
Right.
and at Steve Martin to go.
Yeah, Steve Martin's killing me.
You guys are funny, man.
Thank you, Norm. Just a young kid with a dream. What are you working so hard for? Norm's going to host High Stakes Poker on the Game Show Network. And I hope to get on this show. I want to go on and do the sports show with Norm MacDonald because I know Norm knows his sports. And who's funnier than Norm? Nobody. That's on Comedy Central starting April 12th. What are you working so hard for, Storm and Norman? You just experiencing a rebirth?
Comedy Central, one of those specials.
I know. You got your first hour special. It premieres Saturday, March 26th at 11:30 p.m., 10:30 Central on Comedy Central, right after the rebroadcast of the Donald Trump roast. And like I said, you're usually an easy rider, man. Why? What are you, just in a midlife crisis, or why are you working so hard here?
What?
I'm just saying, some guys think I gotta start hustling it, and I'm 3 projects in the space of a week. What's up?
Now listen, Dennis. Have you heard about this Huckleberry Finn thing?
I heard something about they wanted to take the N-word out, right?
Yeah, anyways, I wanted to bring it up before I forgot, and then we'll get on to my projects.
All right. Do you have any observation on it, any tweak on it, or just the cognizance of the fact that they want to...
No, I feel it's a thorny issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that wasn't the whole thing.
No.
I thought you were going to go like, well, how so, or something like that.
Tell us more, Norm.
Why don't you do...
I feel it's a thorny issue.
Yeah, me
why.
too. Why, Norm?
Well, you got Mark Twain, and you're talking about, for those of you who don't know, what I'm talking about, they've taken out the N-word, out of many of the books of Huckleberry Finn.
Norm, they've taken out.
And so you got a thorny issue that I think I have a solution to. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, man. Never anything more.
Well, the thorny issue is this.
Yeah.
You don't want to take, Mark Twain, one of the greatest writer ever to brush paper with ink, and change his words, for God's sake. On the other side of the coin, you don't want to have a young African American boy in school, hearing that word out loud and causing him pain. So it's a thorny issue. But I figure it this way. You've read Huckleberry Finn.
You are so splendidly demented. Yeah, I've read it.
You know it's written in the first person by Huckleberry Finn.
Yes, I do.
And you know it includes the N-word.
Yes.
Therefore, you just change Huckleberry Finn to a black kid.
And it's like a rap song at that point, right?
Exactly. Everything's cool. Now, let's get to my project.
Now, listen, was there any sort of
Samuel Clemens
No,
autobiography?
he's made his fortune. Was there any subtle disparagement in the homosexual community when you said Huckleberry Bin?
I didn't.
Because, somewhere out there there's a gay kid in high school. So
no, something slipped up there.
Some gear, some cog got messed up. Now, Norman, I know you've been a poker fan for years, but you're gonna step in, replace Gabe Kaplan. I've been thinking about this for 2 years. I've been thinking Norm would be so perfect on this. How are you going to treat it? Are you going to be diffracted, or are you going to be solid poker info?
Well, I don't know. The thing about it is it's hard because you can see their hole cards,
Mm-hmm.
So the instinct is to go, what's this guy, an idiot? Why? Clearly that other guy has a 6.
Yeah, but he can't see that.
Like, why would he even think of calling? That guy has a 6. So, you don't want to say that. So, and then they're like, be funny. And so I go, wow, what's with that guy's shirt? You'll hear that a lot.
My favorite poker players is the bald guy named Gus. Do you know the kind I mean?
Gus Hansen, yeah.
That guy's a beast.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
Beast. Man. High Stakes Poker. That'll air Saturdays at 8 p.m., 7 Central on Game Show Network. There's 5 comedians on the planet I'd set the TiVo for, or better yet, be in front of the screen for an hour comedy special. It's Norm. He's calling it Me Doing Stand-Up. It premieres Saturday, March 26th at 11:30, 10:30 Central. Stormin', are you proud of it? Are you doing it live, or is it in the can already, and how'd it go?
No, it's in the can.
Mm-hmm.
They let me edit it. I was always afraid to do a stand-up special,
No, when you chortled after in the can, was that another subtle disparagement of the imaginary high school gay kid?
Kind of.
You're a tricky boy.
But they let me edit the special, so I was really happy to because I was always afraid, because a lot of times, like when I've seen those specials, and I was like, I don't want me to say a joke, and then you cut behind me and show, because they cut. Like when I went to do the special, they had something called a jib. It's this camera that like moves around,
swoops
and stuff. Like like the same camera they have at the NBA games,
Right.
And I said, I don't want that.
No.
Stupid thing.
It's like they do the shot where they swoop in at the beginning of the Lacajo Fall remake across Miami
exactly.
Beach. Across.
Like you remember old Johnny Carson.
Believe me, I'm obsessed.
Yeah. And, you were on the old Johnny Carson show.
I wore an ascot.
Yeah.
I wore an ascot. The Germans wore gray.
Well, they would shoot a comic from from his belt to the top of his head, and everything was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading your tweets here, man. They're hilarious.
I think of you as Mark Twain.
You know what cracks me up is when you compare Gaddafi to Stuart Marco.
I do that every third tweet. Norman,
that's Don Adams. You probably know that. That's Don Adams' brother.
Margolin is.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. But now it makes sense because when I met him at Hef's, they called him Agent 69. Norman, do you still have are you still doing the Holocaust denier puppet? Is he still with you?
It turned out he's wildly unsuccessful.
Norman, you are a freaking genius. And you know who I was talking about your tweets? I had dinner with Steve a while back, and I said, are you following Norm? And he said, genius, man. So we wait with bated breath for your next mission.
Steve Martin?
Yeah.
Well, you know that dude?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my God, man. I can barely get dinner with Todd Glass going.
Ask him to take you to that Greek place near the old ship in Philly. It's beautiful. You know how you get to Todd Glass? You have to go through the legendary WID.
Yes.
That was my Philly connection back then. Todd Glass, by the way. Christian, try to get Todd on. He's got a brilliant rat-a-tat delivery. All right, Norman, let me lay these down because these are important because this guy's a genius. High Stakes Poker, Norm's going to be the host. That airs Saturdays at 8 p.m., 7 Central on the Game Show Network. He's got a sports show. Can I come on this with you?
Oh, that'd be the greatest, man. That'd be my dream.
Well, I don't.
You're the first guy to ever give me a job in this hardtack town.
We had Mark Brazil. You look back at that staff, man, huh? I feel like Sid Caesar. You and Drake, Mark Brazil, Rooney. How funny was that room?
Yeah.
Killer room. I remember you guys.
I remember one time.
What? You can't.
One time, Mark Brazil, who always used to do a lot of jokes about it, he'd go, we have to take down Rush Limbaugh. Like he'd write like 3 Rush Limbaugh jokes a day. And then I remember you one time in a thing going, I kind of like Rush. It kind of makes sense. And Mark Brazil, like, jaw dropped.
I know. But he always liked me. He was like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, we had political differences. But Norm used to share an office with another comic genius named Drake Sather, and you guys tinfoiled your windows over. And I think you were both smoking at that point. And I'd periodically open the door around an hour before the show and go, hey, guys, got anything? It was pitch black. I'd see 2 cigarette ashes and go, we'll let you know. Boom. Door would shut.
Did I ever tell you the story about when Drake and I went to a movie writing course?
No.
It was like this guy, he talks, Christian probably knows who he is. He talked at UCLA, and you'd have to pay $500 to go see him.
Right.
McGee, something like that. God, what was his name? Anyways, so he talked, you had to go every day 10 hours for 3 days.
I think that was Professor Me and Bobby McGee, wasn't it?
God, I wish I remember that guy's name.
All right.
Oh, well. You're so smart about movies. In the movie adaptation, a guy played him.
I'm blank, baby.
I thought you'd know. It's so stupid because it's not germane to the story. So, anyways, we go to the UCLA thing. It's 10 hours a day for 3 straight days. So it's me and Drake. We think we're going to write a movie. It's so stupid. So we sit in the back, and McGee starts telling the story. So he opens, and we're lost like immediately. Within the first couple of hours of this 30-hour course. But in his opening remarks, McGee said that it's all about the art of the storytelling,
Right.
And he said it doesn't matter the content of the story; it's how you tell it. He goes, we all know people who, their child died that morning, and they tell the story, and it's very dry. Whereas other people could tell you about losing change on a bus and make the story captivating, So it's all about the telling of the story. So. Drake and I were sitting there for the rest of the 30 hours, and just like every couple of minutes, Drake would turn to me with some variant of the following. He'd go, listen, Marge, that story about that dead son of yours is a bit of a yawner. I don't know if you've heard Lucy's story about losing change on the bus this morning, but I want to take a few pointers.
That's a good Drake impression, too. I ever tell you that time Leno's lecturing up at the Improv one night on Melrose, and in a nice way. Jay always would tell the young comics about it, and he's got his Arthur Conan Doyle pipe out, and he's I always tell you 10 best jokes. You don't save them for the next thing. You don't know if there is a next time. So we sit there for around 40 minutes, and then at the end, Jay said, "Okay, guys, I gotta go." And he's got a fire truck outside or something he's driving, and Drake looks at him, he takes a draw on his cigarette, he goes, "Hey, thanks, Jay, but I got a father."